So you want to start by tracing your hand onto some stretchy red material. I'm just using some left over from the shirt I used to make the mask. You want to make sure that you leave a little bit of space around the tracing so that it's bigger than your hand. And then just cut out the hand shape. So you should have 2 layers, and you'll sew that all the way around, just leaving the bottom open. So then just flip it right side out and slide your hand inside. It's a little tight, but not too bad. The most important thing is making sure that the wrist hole is big enough to fit your hand through. So then just take a navy blue fabric marker and draw on all the spider webbing lines and all the cross pieces. And then optionally, if you want to, you can do the black puffy paint over them. Same as I did for the mask and the shirt. And so then there's the finished glove. And so for the web shooters, they're pretty easy to draw, but if you want a guide, I have a free template at thewoodlandelf.com/pattern/Spiderman. And you just want to trace them onto some black 3mm craft foam, and then make sure the long sides are big enough to fit around your wrist with your gloves and shirt on. And then just cut them out. And so it fits around my wrist with the shirt on. And then do the same thing with the next piece, making sure the ends are long enough to go around your wrist and the first piece, because you'll be gluing them both together. So you'll be wrapping the 2 around each other just like that, and then they'll just fold right around your wrist together. You'll cut off the overlapping pieces in a little bit, but for now just leave them as they are. And you just want to hot glue those 2 pieces together just the way you were wrapping them. Make sure that you keep bending it as you go. The heat will help it hold that round shape when it's cool. So once you've got it glued and curved, just cut off the excess strips. You want to cut them off at a bit of an angle to match your wrist shape so that it closes perfectly on your wrist. And so then finally that third piece of the template gets cut out of some 5mm craft foam, black if you have it. I was out of black, so I just did it with white, and then I later painted it black. And so you'll just hot glue that right onto the center of the web shooters. And then I just quickly painted it black like my favorite song. And so in order to get it to stay closed around the wrist, you just want to take a couple pieces of sticky backed velcro, and you just want to put a piece of the scratchy side on either end of the web shooter and the parts that go around your wrist. And then just take a rectangle of 3mm craft foam that will fit over those, and you'll put the corresponding fluffy piece of velcro on it. And so then you'll just lay that rectangle right over the other 2 velcroed ends. It'll hold it in place while you're wearing it. So next take a crayon and paint the end of it with some metallic silver paint. Once it's dry, just cut the end off with a pair of scissors. And then just glue it, hot glue it, right to the center of a small rectangle of 3mm craft foam. Fold the ends up around it. And then cut off the excess foam so it's level with the bottom of the crayon, just like that. And then just hot glue the little foam covered crayon right to the center of the web shooter. And so then finally, the little raised details I added in with puffy paint. I simplified it a lot just to make it easier, but basically I went for kind of a web look. Did all the ones down the side too, so I really tried to make it look kind of like spider webs. So then there it is once it's dry, all the way around there. And so then you want to take a small piece of velcro and stick it on the back of the top of the web shooter, and then stick the corresponding piece on your glove. And it'll stick right to your glove when you're wearing it. And so now let's give them a try and see if they work. Fly web. Okay, hang on. Go web. What is the deal? Oh! Fixed it!